Good evening everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful night and enjoying the food that Debs has provided. My name is Mark Ormrod. I'm a former Royal Marine, and over the next couple of minutes I'd like to tell you about myself, my story and what BLESMA have done for me. Is that all right? I actually joined the Marines in 2001 straight from school. I loved the whole family ethos of them and the brotherhood and how tight knit they were and close, and the whole thing surrounding the Green Beret, you know, how difficult it was to get and how people respected it, and I knew from then that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to the top and push myself and be the best of the best. I went straight into pre-deployment training and then deployed to Afghanistan. That was more my image of what a war was, rather than Iraq, which for me personally was quite quiet. Afghanistan was 1,000 times more fast-paced and harder. The conditions were harder, the fighting was harder. The living conditions aren't good. You survive a lot of the time on rations. You're fighting pretty much every hour of the day, getting bumped out your pit at 2 o'clock in the morning when you're getting rockets coming in and stuff like that. It's just a non-stop cycle of fighting pretty much for the whole 6 months that you're out there. It was Christmas Eve 2007. Half the section got put where they needed to be. I was involved in helping get the other half of the section into fire positions. And as I went to get onto my belly, into my fire position, I set off a IED. My first thought was spin round, ID the enemy, start fighting back, and we'll get out of there. We weren't far from camp, so we could have peeled back in and been safe. I remember trying to turn around as the sand was still up. I couldn't see an inch in front of my face. I was trying to turn around, and I knew, even with all the confusion and everything going on, that I wasn't spinning like I should have been, you know, because I knew where I wanted to face in my head. I knew where it was likely the enemy would have been, and I was thinking to myself, why am I not turning around? And then as the sand and the dust settled, I looked down and I realised that, you know, I mean, both my legs were missing. I remember saying to the nurse, you know, I mean, this morphine's really, you know, I mean, making me think crazy things. It looks like my arm's not there, and I just remember the look on her face, and she said, Mark, your arm's not there. I had to check I didn't lose everything, and I was quite fortunate that I didn't. So both my legs are amputated just above my knees, so these are my knees now, and my arm, as you can see, is just above my elbow, so I can fit a variety of prosthetics on there. Yeah, so both legs above the knee, right arm above the elbow, which was a pain because I was right-handed, so I had to relearn writing again with my left hand. So just another challenge. One of the real times for me when it hit home was when I was allowed out of my hospital room, probably 4 weeks after I was injured. All my family was staying across the road in a flat which had been provided by the military for families to visit the hospital. And as I went to get into the front room, my wheelchair wouldn't fit through the front door, through the door to the front room in the flat. So I couldn't get in there. My legs were too sore for me to try and jump out my chair. And to be perfectly honest, for me, I might have been on the top of Mount Everest sat in that wheelchair, because the floor looked like a million miles away. That for me was probably the toughest initial time for me, when I realised, you know what I mean, I can't do something as simple as move through a doorway unless it had been widened for me. People like BLESMA introduced me to this world that was new to me about being an amputee. I had no knowledge whatsoever of being an amputee. I didn't know anyone that was an amputee, and it was a whole new world to me. And these guys came in, and they've been doing it for years, you know. And they introduced me to it, and they let me know what would be possible in my future. Rather, I'd sit there in hospital, and I'd think sometimes, well, what can I do now? I can't do anything without someone pushing me in a wheelchair or helping me do stuff, which was hard for me to accept. But they showed me that there's a million things that you can still do. People would take us to events. We'd go to adventure training. They introduced us to the world of being disabled. There were people there for financial support, moral support. There's still a lot that I don't know, and still a lot of help that you do need, even 3 years on, you know. And the important thing is about organisations like BLESMA is, just because you leave the military, it doesn't mean they're just going to wash their hands of you. You know, you're part of them for the rest of your life. It's not a 5-minute fix with those guys. Lots of good stuff has happened in my life since my injuries. I wrote a book, I've done skydiving, I'm back driving a car now. I got married to Becky in 2010. We've been married nearly 2 years now. She's actually pregnant now, 16 weeks pregnant with our first child together. So that's something to look forward to in October. And we're just pushing forward, you know, and living normal lives now. You know what I mean? I'm disabled, triple amputee, but my life is as normal as anyone else's, I think. Sometimes a bit slower, sometimes a bit more difficult, but it's as normal as anyone else I can think of.